Yeah, welcome again to This Week in Gaming, episode 13. We're going to be covering a lot of topics, but first, I'm John at Force Inept.
I'm frustrated.
I'm Deion at Super Nerd Fresh, the one who checks and makes sure if we're muted.
I appreciate that. Always looking out. And way too many buttons on this shit. So, as always, check out below. We've got tons of links. If you've been with us before, you know we are now on CastBox. We're on YouTube. We have a Patreon. Not much on there yet. And check out our YouTube, most importantly, for squad mode. When we do multiplayer games, we post those up there. I think most recently is Resident Evil. Salted Thoughts, when we talk about, general topics like Game of the Year, things like that. And, of course, This Week in Gaming. So you're watching that live. Or are you?
Right now.
Or are you watching it later? And as always...
They're watching it now.
Or are they watching it later? And we're talking about
It's always now. Whenever they're watching it, John, it's right now. Now is now. It's there.
But now is
relative
then.
Now.
But now is then.
There. Well, it's there now though. So
Spaceballs? Anyways.
yes.
Here we go.
Anyways, if you want more quality content like this and want to support quality content like this, if you have Amazon Prime, that means you have Twitch Prime, which gives you a free sub. You do have to do every month because Amazon is cheap like that. But if you don't give it to us, give it to somebody else in the community. We highly encourage that. We appreciate it, though. For example, you could give it to Pharaoh Games or Horror Guy, who are also amazing streamers. Yeah, I think that's all for housekeeping. No big extra life announcements. Actually, just kidding. One more announcement. Twitch Meetup Orlando is scheduled for February 23rd?
The 23rd of February. Yep,
23rd. So we will hopefully all be attending that. So check that out. And I think on that note, on to the news. And we're back after me complaining about not having macros. Okay, so first up on the news, as is tradition at this point, Fallout. And holy shit, it's amazing how Fallout, they didn't even do anything wrong really in this one, but they just continue to get shit on. So, if you hadn't heard, Fallout/Bethesda are releasing premium Fallout 76 leather jackets, now available on Bethesda gear. I think they're about $200. Actually, let's just go. I think $200, $276. Sorry, $200 would be way too cheap. $276.
Jesus.
I'm not going to stay up to date on that.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. They just had to put that 76 in there. Couldn't have been 176. But as you notice, this is genuine lamb top grain leather. It's a patch. It's asymmetrical. Is that something good? I don't know. And it's lined in silky, shiny taffeta fabric. So, also a garment bag, which we'll get into later. But
May or may
yes.
not be canvas.
Also, this is a lovely website where you have to click that, then scroll back up. That definitely a garment bag. That looks like half a garment bag to me. But yeah, you can look styling this for a low $276. Does appear that they have quantities left. I'm not necessarily too surprised by that one. But besides this, of course, the internet just had a field day with this, because if you've been following us for all of these news updates on Fallout 76, they had the terrible deal with the canvas bag and just, repeated challenges. So these amazing Twitter posts, expectation versus reality, clearly just a little fabric jacket with a 76 on it. We've got this lovely canvas tarp made from real Bethesda Studios leather. We've got this, not my personal favorite, but just a plastic bag. Post-production, some items may be slightly changed. The rest assure the best quality you deserve. Trash bag. You got the rain.
I like that one because
Rain
that's
one?
the one that you can put your game in when you throw it away.
Ooh, yeah, that's fair. We've got the rain gear, and my personal favorite, the IKEA bag. So the jacket made from an IKEA bag, which actually is impressive that somebody made that anyways. But
That's pretty legit, actually.
yeah, looks strikingly similar to the actual Fallout 76 jacket. So good old Fallout, never short for news, that's for sure. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I like this guy's background with all the different game controllers. Okay, let's talk about something less disappointing than Fallout. How about we go on to Anthem, which was fairly depressing from what I heard, but also good. So mixed bag. You guys want to talk? Mike, you played this, right?
I did. I did not play till day 3, so there were issues that came out on day 1. Challenges with infinite loading screens, challenges with rubber banding, challenges with not being able to connect at all. Those were pretty quickly addressed and resolved by day 2. There were significantly less challenges, but there were still challenges. On day 3, though, they seem to have things patched up pretty well. For those of you guys who followed us on Sunday, I did a solo squad mode. Thanks, guys. Where I got to play some of the Anthem. It was only for about a half hour. I was mistaken. I thought the servers were going to be up till 10. They were only up till 9.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah. So we started at 8:30. We were done at 9:05.
Gotcha.
So, but the demo felt really good. I didn't get a chance to get into any of the other joblins. However, there were people in my party that were using some of the other joblins and to see what they could do. They had this really slender one. I think that one is the Storm, where it was like literally doing flips and shit. It was super, super cool.
Yeah, there's... keep talking. I'm going to look it up.
I will say, and I said this on Sunday as well, the first demo or the alpha, I played with a controller, which played very, very well. I played Destiny on a controller for the first 2 years that I played it. But just controlling a mech feels very intuitive on a controller. I did play on a mouse and keyboard this time, and I found the flight in the base Javelin to be a little sluggish. So you dip down, and it would just kind of slowly fall, then you try to dip up, and the weight of the Javelin coming up. Very cool, but it took a little while to get used to the momentum of the flying. So while it was fun, I was smashing into rocks and like falling over the ground and stuff, which wasn't super suave. But
do you take damage at all for that, or
not that I noticed? You do have like a repairable shield that kind of regenerates.
Okay.
So if I did, it wasn't much, and then the shields just kind of regenerated as I went.
Gotcha.
I was able to get through like the first mission. I think it was like as soon as I finished the first mission is when the demo ended.
Gotcha.
But it was really cool. There was one guy, I'm trying to look, the Colossus, I guess. He was huge, and he had this big old fucking shield. He's like,
yeah, actually, I only got to
cool.
catch a few minutes of the stream, but you were running around with that guy when I saw it. So unfortunately, I was traveling all weekend. So I think I was at the airport at the point, checking that out. So
Yeah, I saw some footage with the Colossus, with the Storm guy, with all the different lightning abilities, which looked fucking badass.
yeah,
There was a I don't know. From what I heard overall, it was, obviously all the issues with just the servers and stuff in general. There was all that stuff, but what I tended to hear was that people that actually got to play and played it for a little bit enjoyed it, for that time. So it seemed like more of the issues were just more maintenance type of stuff, not the actual gameplay.
okay,
right. That was one of those things. Like once you got into the game felt very good. I will say one of my biggest complaints about the alpha was the menu system, and I felt it was very clunky to kind of get through it. That did not change in the demo. So any of you guys that played the demo would notice it even on the video, it took me a full 45 seconds to figure out how to go into the mission, because you navigate to the map and you'd select what you want to do, and you would think that would just trigger it. But no, you had to like go into the map, select it, then go back, and then select your settings for what you wanted to do, and then initialize.
Interesting.
Which just felt super awkward and clunky. Much like walking around the town. I don't know if some of you guys heard, but they will be removing that ban of actually walking around. They'll be able to run Did you guys read the reasoning on why they had it that way?
No, I'm sure it's probably more of like a lore thing of.
Yeah, it was actually really cool, and I can appreciate it. What the developers were trying to do was give you the sense of being human. You had to walk around and feel slow and sluggish and weak, so that when you got into the javelin, you felt powerful. And
Gotcha.
the problem is you have to walk from like one side of the town to the other to turn in quests, and I'm sure to go find different vendors, and that town is going to explode as you go. And so, it felt great intentions, poor execution.
Right.
So
it's kind of like
they will be
Red
looking
Dead,
at.
where they force you, into kind of slow things or whatever, but a little different
Yes.
effect in this regard.
Right. Well, it's one thing if you're trying to go through and they want to force you to see a certain cutscene or take your time. There's that one scene in Red Dead where, it's like a 3-minute horse ride and there's no way to get around it. You just have to like go for it. But that's once, and you kind of enjoy the moment, and but this was like every time you got to town.
Time. Gotcha.
Every time. It was so exhausting. So I'm glad that they took that feedback. It sounds like they're taking a lot of the feedback from the demo very seriously. It'll be interesting to see if they have anything newly implemented in the open demo starting on Friday.
Right. Yeah. So open demo for anybody that wants to do it is Friday through Sunday. So I'm sure we'll be doing a squad mode of that. I'm very curious. Like, I personally want to try out the Colossus, although the Storm does look badass. But I did see a poll on Twitter on the official Anthem Twitter account where it was taking a poll of people's interest in which one, and it was like 40-something% wanted to play the Storm. So I'm very curious to see at launch how maybe imbalanced, but going as a tank, which I have lately tended to play in games, there's always, fewer of them anyways. So I'm kind of excited for that because that means I can always get a group and it's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anybody hear about the other, so I see the other two classes there, Interceptor and Ranger. I haven't heard much.
So, Mike, I think you were referencing the Interceptor when it was doing backflips and stuff. I could be wrong, but...
Oh, maybe. So maybe you're right. The one I saw was very agile, very nimble, very thin.
That's probably
almost
the
like
Interceptor one because it says the smallest, most agile javelin.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
And in the alpha, fuck it. We were limited to just a Ranger and only one weapon type. Actually, that was a question I had. Did you get to get any other weapons, or were you just using the one the whole time for the demo?
So the one thing that they did have for the Ranger they didn't have before was an actual ultimate. Like, you actually had a finisher move.
Oh, cool.
Which is pretty cool. So, yeah, you could walk into a room and it would just shoot out a whole bunch of missiles, similar to that very first EA demo.
Yeah.
Just...
Like the Iron Man shit, where he shoots out all the missiles. That's badass.
Yeah,
that was really
I do know. I talked to Pharaoh about it, and he did some Colossus play, and he did say that he equipped, after messing around, he equipped a flamethrower.
Oh,
and
cool.
So, he said that felt really good because since you would go down there as a tank, you kind of just jump down and start flamethrowing.
Nice.
Seemed pretty cool. So the customization is there to say the least.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm excited to play this weekend. But if you did play this past weekend, due to as Games Radar puts it, the demo woes, you will be able to get all four. Well, they unlocked all 4 javelins on the 3rd day, so you could pretty much jump right into them. Since previously in the demo you had to progress and unlock them, from my understanding. So day 3 they were just like, here's all 4. We understand that you guys couldn't play and actually unlock them. You get a gist for it. And there's free launch day skins. So I guess everybody was already going to be getting one, which I believe was the white and blue one. Actually, does this article? Does not. The white and blue skin, which does look pretty badass, but now they're including it's like a black and green skin as well. So if you got to play this weekend, that means you get free bonuses. I'm not sure if you're part of the open demo this coming weekend if you get anything, but there's that at least. Okay. Some more on that this weekend. Next, switching over to Metro Exodus and Epic making a pretty big play. Metro Exodus will not be on Steam and will be coming to Epic Game Store exclusively for the time being, at least. So I guess they're still trying to get comments as far as long-term goals and plans and everything. But yeah, coming to Epic only. Are you guys playing this at launch? I think it's February 14th it comes out. February 15th.
I'm gonna play it at launch. I mean, it's like I have played Metro 2033 and a little bit of Last Light. I don't think I beat that one. But I mean, they're great games to play, so I would definitely encourage anyone that wants to take that shot into that series to give it a shot. I'm just trekking through the backlog like I think most of us are.
Gotcha.
I did hear a note from Steam. Obviously, not super excited about it. They were more so upset because, they had all these pre-orders on there.
Right.
So pretty much, they were doing all those pre-orders, and so for people who have pre-ordered already, they will be receiving the game. So there's not a problem there.
Right.
They were all a little
good point.
Sassy about it. 'Cause,
oh, I'm sure. Like they're probably having to deal with.
That's a big move.
I'm curious what.
No Steam, no buy. T-Geb says.
No Steam, no buy. T-Geb's staying Steam loyal.
So salty.
Steam loyal.
Looking for that Division 2.
Yeah, Division 2 on Steam. Nope, definitely not. Let's see. Switching over to some Nintendo news. The Piranha Plant just became available as a download. So Piranha Plant pipes up. If you have not yet, go in and activate your copy of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So to do that, either if you bought it digitally, it's through the Nintendo eShop, you're automatically pretty much brought into it. If you bought a physical copy of the game, you have to go in on the start menu, hit start, go into the My Nintendo eShop rewards or whatever, and then activate the game as a physical copy. Kind of a pain in the ass. Not sure why they can't just automatically recognize it, but that's neither here nor there. You will get an email, hopefully, with a 16-digit code that you can then go into the eShop, enter that 16-digit code, and then download the Piranha Plant. Unfortunately, Kotaku's reporting that some people still can't access it. Personally, I thought I hadn't got my email either. I had to search the word Piranha in my email to actually find it, that I received it on December 10th. So somehow totally missed it. And usually I'm pretty good about Nintendo emails.
But you couldn't search Nintendo and find it that way?
Well, I've got like a fucking million Nintendo emails. Gotcha. So I was like, I'm not going to sit through all that. But yeah, so a bunch of people are reporting not getting the emails. People are reporting that they got the email, they enter the code, and it doesn't work. So Kotaku is reporting quite a few, and that's coming down right to the deadline. Again, that's by the end of day tomorrow. You need to enter that in. If you're watching later, January 31st. And if it's past that when you're watching it, sorry, you should watch it live. And subscribe to Amazon Prime because you have Twitch Prime. So have you guys done that yet?
I still don't own the game.
Oh my god, slackers.
You guys all stopped playing it. There was no incentive.
Hey, I'll still play it. Whenever.
I don't think I have it.
I actually haven't loaded the game and tried playing as him yet, but hopefully it works for me. I've entered the code at least. Let's see. More Nintendo news. Metroid 4. That we heard about in E3 2017, I want to say, is being restarted. Not just like relooked at, not whatever. Development is being restarted. They are going to be doing it with Retro Games, who did the not quite originals on GameCube. So at least that should be a pretty good effort there. And honestly, I'm giving pretty big kudos to Nintendo for openly coming out and being like, okay, I know we've been talking about this for a while. Everybody keeps asking for updates. We're totally restarting. They're not sugarcoating it at all. And at least now that buys something like it's probably several years to be able to deliver on it. Now, did you guys play Metroid games on GameCube? Because I didn't. I watched people play, but that's about it.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't think I actually finished any of them, but I did play Metroid Prime 1 and 2.
Okay.
yeah, not so much for me. Same thing where I'd watch people play, but it wasn't a series that I don't know, that I got myself into personally.
Yeah, that's interesting, I feel like, about Nintendo, because they have some pretty varied staples of Nintendo, if you will. So you got the Mario, you got the Zelda, you got Metroid, and there's overlap here and there, but I feel like they're fairly distinct. Like, I've played the very, very old Metroidvania ones, like for Game Boy and shit like that, but had no interest in the GameCube ones. Granted, I didn't have a GameCube, but when I heard about it, I was just like, okay, cool, who cares? Where I have plenty of friends who were diehard Metroid, and they were super excited when the GameCube one came out. So
that's kind of how I fell into it. Was I had friends that were really into the game, and it's pretty cool as far as like puzzles, and you can turn into a little morph ball and climb the walls and things like that. I thought that was a lot of fun, but it wasn't really my favorite.
Gotcha. These Matos point out it's the new Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts, yeah.
But
They got to do something.
in that regard, Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, so that means it's coming out at some point.
Finally.
It's
Yep.
crazy.
All we have is another 11 years if they announced it in 20.
Yeah, probably about that.
2017. Yeah. All right.
The senior editor over at Game Informer, Imran Khan, apparently reporting that it was experimental ad hoc development process being made in parts in different countries. Some studios were trucking along saying it was going smoothly while it was on fire elsewhere, which I found interesting. Some other people were also commenting that it was partly Bandai Namco producing it. So I don't know. That it seems odd to me that they would ever think having a bunch of ad hoc development process developing a game in multiple developing companies, like that just doesn't make sense to me. But I don't know. I can't see the benefit in that unless there's just like cost savings or something, or parallel production. But I can't imagine that'd be that good. Have you ever had any experience with that, Mike? I mean, you're a developer.
No, not isolated development like that.
Yeah, just found that interesting. Let's see. Moving on to one more sad note for Nintendo. Well, sort of sad. Oh, this is actually an old image. Let me just click the image there for you, since that article, I believe, was from 2017. The Wii Shop officially closes January 31st. I know. It's sad. It's real sad. And I think there were actually even games coming out this year for the Wii still. Like, obviously, super awful, terrible games. But, nonetheless, the Wii store is going away. Wii U, whatever they call that shop, will still be around for a while. But the original Wii store will be closing. End of an era.
The good news is anybody still using the Wii store probably isn't technologically advanced enough to even watch this stream. So I feel like
that's a fair point.
We're not helping.
They probably missed out. Sorry, Grandma. If you're watching the stream, it's out. Yep. So that's it. Let's see. PlayStation. I don't have much news on the PlayStation front, to be honest. But they did do this cool thing. This PlayStation 2018 wrap up. So if you go to this link, which we will include, actually, let me just post it in the chat, and then we can post it on YouTube as well. Pretty cool. It just goes through little stats. So you scroll, it goes over your personal stats in 2018. I played 23 different games. I played 85 hours of Red Dead Redemption 2. I would love to see that for you, Mike. Action adventure, 136 trophies, etc. They do some little ads in here and shit like that. I'm a little curious about this. 1,414 hours of gameplay. Don't think that's accurate, because that's almost like 3.5-ish hours a day. So I'm pretty sure they're including me having a game on suspended mode while having Netflix up. That's
there's probably something there. I'm sure.
that's my guess.
I like that of that 1,440, only 3 were spent in VR.
Yeah, 3 hours in VR. Granted, I got VR at Christmas, so not a whole lot of time. But if you look at this, like Red Dead Redemption 2, 85 hours, and then 36 hours. That means I would have had to play like 1,000 games practically to get to this 14 hours of gameplay. And
only 26 hours God of War, huh? You really didn't even try there.
yeah, no, I beat that game and didn't go for the platinum at all. Apparently, I love playing on Mondays too. So I don't know. I thought this was pretty cool as far as just going through. And unfortunately, the platinum I got was in January. So sad. Fucking lots of bronze trophies. But yeah, pretty cool. 28 games. I got 28 free games through PlayStation Plus, which we'll talk about later. PlayStation Plus also only offered 28 games, so I got my amount there. Yeah.
Nice.
So, pretty cool. Thought it was a cool little thing that they do, and of course, you know, you can post that to your social media and everything and promote PlayStation itself. So, yeah.
T-Geb says he did only play 3 games and 28 top 3 showed the individual time, so about 40 hours, but then it said the local time was like 150, so it counted YouTube, Twitch app, things like that. So I think you're right. I think it did do. I think you have a Netflix problem.
My girlfriend is.
I think somebody in your house has a
somebody.
Netflix problem.
I should have said that. Damn it. Totally not my girlfriend. She does. Which actually we'll talk about that a little bit later too. Let's see. Next PlayStation. Speaking of my little icon there, also, yes, Jay Willows is the PlayStation name that I can't quite change yet.
Add him on PlayStation, fellas.
It's coming.
And ladies.
It's coming. Speaking of that little logo there, Spider-Man. Spider-Man has released 2 new Fantastic Four themed costumes. One of them we did call as far as being I think it was a stretch as a guess, but it turned out to be true. So we've got the new, what do they call it? Blanking, I'm sorry. What do they call it? Not Bombastic Bagman, because that's him. Right down there.
Damn.
Yeah, so they actually did release him, which is...
That's amazing.
No, that's absolutely great.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know the other name of the other one.
I want to see that with the last suit in the base game, and just like
just,
with
yeah,
the bag.
just a bag
Amazing.
and underwear.
Yes.
Yeah. So honestly, the top one I think looks pretty badass, and then the Bombastic Bagman is just hilarious that they added that to it. So good on Insomniac for continuing to add to that game for free DLC and shit. Pretty cool. Let's see. Over to GameStop. Oh, actually, just kidding. I have a link here and didn't even put a title on this because this is all you guys. I got nothing on this one. Dragon Ball Project Z. So we briefly talked about that. That was that got announced. And apparently they already have the first trailer up. That was released during the Dragon Ball FighterZ World Tour Finals. So I'll just have this going here, but that is a ad for 20 more seconds. CBS All Access Star Trek Discovery, which actually I heard is a pretty good show. I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't either, but I have been watching The Orville, which is a similar Star Trek-y type show. Watch that shit. It is really good.
Orville is very
Really
good.
good.
Okay, do we buy 30 seconds here?
I was really trying.
Yeah, we did.
Cool.
So, yeah. It's Dragon Ball. I don't know. It's a fun game. I'm going to just skip ahead. It's kind of cool looking, art style, just like Dragon Ball FighterZ. I'm not sure as far as, the RPG aspect. I feel like it's going to be more of a fighting game with RPG elements. But...
Right, maybe sort of like Raging Blast or whatever it was, where you had to progress through. Most of it was progressing through the story.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting for you guys because I'm definitely not gonna play it. So.
Yeah, I mean, the art looks really cool. I'm like skipping through this because it's all okay. So it's all cutscene heavy.
Oh
I
yeah.
wanted to see if there was any like the fighting is really hard to see because they just look more like cinematics, and I'm more.
I think they're
curious
going to be
what the combat is actually going to be. But it looks cool. It reminds me of, well, yeah. I guess I don't know yet with the fighting. It reminds me though of the Naruto games. If you ever played any of those, similar thing where it's really heavy visuals just to look like the anime, and then just like some cool combat in between. Might be cool with that. They show Goku walking around town and stuff like that, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be more of those like, okay, I'm walking to this location. Mortal Kombat
What he can
has that shit.
instant transmission. Why the fuck would he have to walk anywhere?
Hey, Lampy, thanks for the subscription. Appreciate that.
What up, Lampy?
With Twitch Prime. You know how he did that? Because he has Amazon Prime. That means he's got free Twitch Prime. Appreciate it. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, he can fly, he can do instant whatever you said. I'm sure that's a thing. But he walks around slowly.
Just, okay. Stop talking. No, it's cool. I mean, remember that we got the tweet about it before, like, hey, we're announcing this big secret game, and I think we were all on the same page, like, all right, well, now you have to give us some information, because you can't just say that and disappear. So at least they didn't do that. They released a trailer, even if it's more cutscene heavy, and now we can see what it kind of looks like. I'm cool with that. I'm sure, I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty quick, too.
Else.
I mean, it was,
what,
like
quick.
2 weeks or so since they
it wasn't that far away.
announced it on Twitter, so...
Just about.
Yeah, so as long as they keep up with that, I mean, I think they're on a good track. And honestly, they're further along than I thought. I thought it was... Because there was no details. It's like, hey, we're doing this game. And that was it. So, it looks like, actually, they have some material they have worked on.
So Mike, what's your input on, there's a lot of... Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, hurt him for that, bro. The one non-DBZ fan here.
Got nothing.
Mike, what's your thought about, like, we played, I'm sure between both of us, we played a lot of Dragon Ball Z games and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably the 20th time that, from the cutscenes, that it looks like we're going to play through the beginning of Dragon Ball Z and kind of go through again. What's your thought on that, right? Is it, I mean, part of it's nostalgia. Are you still looking forward to this, even though it's the same iterations again and again and again?
Sorry, I'm gonna interrupt real quick. Thanks, These Bateaus, for the Twitch Prime subscription. Appreciate it.
Damn, you guys are on a roll tonight. Thank you so much.
That's a
it must
double,
be
baby.
good birthday vibes. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Wait, sorry.
Should have put this up.
My apologies. How do we not start with this?
Deion
Happy
too.
birthday.
Thank
Well, I mean, like, it's not his birthday anymore.
I'm old news. You're new.
It's old.
I mean,
old news.
It was after the last stream, though, right?
Yeah, but still old
Yeah.
news.
So since the last stream, Deion got a little bit older, and I'm still 21. I just have 11 years experience now. So, I was thinking as we were watching that, does this feel like a step back from Fighter Z? Because this does feel more like the last round of games that came out, and I think it's smart of them to sort of say, no, this is our RPG game, and our fighting game is over here. All in all, I'm not excited about doing the Frieza fight again and doing the Cell fight again and killing Raditz, and I don't really want to do any of that shit anymore. But I am interested in seeing what the RPG elements are going to be like, going around collecting Dragon Balls, maybe climbing Kame Tower to go see...
He's collecting all the Dragon Balls. 20-year-old spoiler? I don't even know anymore.
Oh my god. It's in the name, John! But flying around up to Kame Tower and going to see, all the people around the world, I think that'd be really cool. I guess it's just, we'll have to see how open world it is and how, how robust the world feels. I don't want to do another chapter by chapter by chapter replay of the same shit we've been doing since 1999.
I'd really like to, and I mean, it's still called Project Z, so maybe it's just straight DBZ. I would love to do some Super at this point, you know what I mean? Play through some of the Super storyline, do those tournaments and that type of stuff. But who knows?
I'm gonna pretend like I know anything what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Speaking of Super,
I'm calling it now.
guys,
It's gonna be
did
like
you see
Mortal
us-
Kombat,
No.
where they have that little like storyline, and you just kind of walk around and do shit, and then you fight, and then you walk around a little more, and then you fight, and then you walk around a little fight.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's probably likely. I was gonna say Mortal Kombat and Dragon Ball Z are two different things, Sean.
Are you really?
It's a Nintendo.
I thought they had the same characters. Just kidding. Partially. Ooh, I'm getting feedback
Moving on.
that Deion's mic is quiet.
What? My mic's
Quiet, bro?
That's what I'm hearing via text. This just in. I just bumped it up a little bit.
Lampy, that's a good question. I don't know why they wouldn't do Super. Though they really never did much of GT. Super is, I mean, all GT obviously was retconned, but they didn't really do GT content very often, aside from throwing Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Goku in there just to be like, "Bah, there you go, be super powerful." It would be really cool. It would be really cool to go through that Super side. God damn it, John, I can't take you seriously. To go through the Super timeline as well. I think it'd be fun. I'm sorry, John, are we boring you with man talk?
I'd rather read my user manual for my 8 Series TV. Which I'm not even sure why that's next to my computer right now.
Alright.
Okay, are we done with Dragon Ball Project Z game reveal?
We will never be done with Dragon Ball Z.
Next.
But we can put it on pause.
On to better topics that everyone loves discussing. GameStop. So some amazing memes out there. This is just one I found before the stream, but GameStop CEO abruptly resigns for personal reasons. He's going to be real mad when he finds out his 401k is $5.1 million in store credit or $11 in cash. So a lot of these things going around with the CEO resigning. That was actually, I'm going to have to double check the time on that. But they are also looking for somebody to buy them. So GameStop is trying to find a company that will buy them. Usually that's a bad sign in the first place. Usually you want people to come try to buy you, not get bought. But yeah, Deion, you said it was, what, their stock plummeted how much?
Their stock has plummeted 27%, which is the lowest it's been in 14 years. So,
That's insane.
I mean, that kind of tells you right there. They are clearly struggling. They're probably overselling themselves or putting themselves at a higher value that others would actually pay for. And I think that's hurting them. And over time, you're just going to continually, bleed money really at this point. We are literally watching like Blockbuster happen, like right in front of us.
Oh, why is that all off center?
The difference is that Blockbuster had an enhancement to the platform that really took them out. I feel like a lot of this GameStop did to themselves. I will tell you personally, a report came out, a year and a half ago, where some of the former employees were talking about how they were forcing people to buy the used copies of the game instead of the new copies of the game because they could change the price on the used copy and literally charge $50 for a used copy of Madden instead of the $39 that Madden had dropped down to for new. They would take the new ones off the shelf and offer the used ones to get that extra money. To me, that's absolutely disgusting because not only are you taking money from your guests, you're deceiving them, but you're also taking money out of the hands of the developers who've chosen to give a deal for their own content. And I've not bought anything from GameStop since then.
I feel
that kind of bad business that I think they killed themselves, man.
I feel like GameStop has still kept a place for people really on a budget that can get the discount used games, or people that are on the periphery of gaming. So it's parents or loved ones or people that don't actually game but want to get a gift for someone. So for example, my birthday, I actually got a GameStop gift card and I was a little pissed. I was like, I'm not going to go buy shit at GameStop. I don't want to do that. So I walked into GameStop and I bought a Nintendo gift card with the GameStop money because then I bought directly from the Nintendo eShop. So I feel like gamers, like true gamers, don't give a shit about GameStop closing. Everybody knows it should, and it's not necessarily helping. But I think anybody around that doesn't know that kind of gaming industry, gaming news, etc., is thinking like, oh, this is, maybe a terrible thing, or, gaming's coming to a halt or whatever, because they're just, on the outside looking into something they don't necessarily understand. I don't know.
Right.
But
Yeah, did DVDs and movies come to a halt? You know what I mean? Like, it just, technology changes, right? And we're witnessing that,
Right. Well, with Project Steam this year, and then the announcement of the Xbox discless console that's coming out, the explosion of the Epic Store, plus the Discord store. I mean, there are so many other ways that games are going to be delivered that I don't even think he's going to notice the bump. It's just going to be what it is.
now, T-Gabs, no, do not buy John birthday gifts ever again.
He was the one that got you the GameStop card.
I know for a fact you got me a Steam gift card, which I appreciate. And I know how dedicated you are to Steam. So there you go.
You like Steam? You're a Steam guy?
I heard he likes Steam and Epic.
I hadn't even noticed.
We give you $100 gift card to the Epic Games Store, T-Gabs. Have fun.
Yeah, it'll sit on his desk. It's like all those Fortnite gift cards I buy you.
Oh,
Accurate.
yes, Steam, yes, buy. Okay, so yeah, GameStop. I mean, they're still around somehow, so maybe not for much longer.
For now.
Let's see. Next, getting into really gotaways, but February 14th, a couple weeks from now, Overwatch League starts. So they've added a couple teams. Week 1, Stage 1 starts February 14th. Valentine's Day, just for the romantic evening you want to have, you can watch Philadelphia Fusion and London Spitfire go at it at 7 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. So honestly, did not watch it. I just kind of watched clips here and there last year. I do want to watch it this year. And as depressing it is, I think I want to try to follow the Florida Mayhem and show a little loyalty to the state, even though they're awful. Or I'll start going on to the San Francisco Shock because I like their colors more. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, that is coming up soon. So just a heads up there.
Just so we can recognize how bad we are at this game by watching
Yes.
the pros.
Holy shit, we're bad at this.
We might learn a thing or two, though.
Yeah, that's really my hope is like, oh, I can now recognize comps and stuff like that and be maybe half as good as Tales of Nerdia. So
Yeah, that guy is really good.
he is very good. Very good. He plays a lot, though. Let's see. Next one. Hype Train has arrived. Pulled into station. Kingdom Hearts 3 is out. It's weird to say. Kingdom Hearts 3 is actually out, and people are playing it. I've played it. It's weird.
On purpose.
On purpose, yeah. It's not illegally, or demo or anything. It's actually out.
Do you understand it?
Oh no, not at all. Not at all. So I got it yesterday. Didn't get a chance to play yesterday because I had Dungeons and Dragons priorities. So today I went to play it, and my girlfriend, who actually thought I had bought it exclusively for her, which is not the case, wanted to play it first. So essentially we both sat together and watched the intro and everything. So I believe she had 45 minutes, close to there, of playtime, somewhere around there, which includes the intro video, a few little tutorials, things like that. So that's until you get to a save point. So the first save point was almost 45 minutes, and granted, she was playing around, not necessarily custom games. She really hates the dual stick, look actions.
Yeah.
Which is, I feel like a little more commonplace to gamers now, but getting into that rhythm is just different. So then I played it to get to the same save point so we can have dual saves going and stuff like that and alternate, which I'm pretty excited for. Skipping cutscenes took me 11 minutes. So it is a little cutscene heavy at the beginning. I mean, it's a Square Enix game. Kind of.
That's more than 30 minutes of cutscenes. Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Square Enix, Final Fantasy is
Oh, yeah.
all the same way,
But the first cutscene shows a lot of like clips from the other games and shit like that, and I think kind of tries to like refresh your memory. No idea at all what's going on. But yeah, I mean, game looks good. Actually, I already found a little like weird clipping things and stuff like that. Granted, I was trying to like jump up weird walls and shit like that. But I'm excited to play
14 years. That's twice as long as it took them to make. Twice as long. Think about that, folks.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, from what I've seen so far, granted, I played the demo at Disney Springs, and I got to play a little more open area. But, like, the levels are, what I've seen so far, fairly small, and it looks good. It's cartoony and animated and stuff like that, like you'd expect. But for how long it's taken to develop and shit like that, I would have expected it to look better. Granted, this is very preliminary, like, only a few minutes of actual real gameplay. But, yeah. There is a interesting little RPG mechanic to it, where in the beginning you choose some traits. It's really 2 choices of 3 options, and I think that actually defines kind of your ability score, which I found interesting. I don't think those are in the other games, although it could be.
Yeah, so in the other games, you could say what mattered most to you, what would you like to give up, and then what time of day did you want to start your journey, and then the thing that mattered most to you ended up being the one of your 3 attributes that was the strongest. The thing that you were willing to let go of was your weakest, and then the time of day you left was actually the difficulty. So if you started in the morning, it was easy. If you started in the afternoon, it was medium, and if you started in the evening, it was hard.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, so they give you just straight out a difficulty selection, and then they do those other 2, which I believe is Vitality or Wisdom, which I think is more of like casting ability and shit like that, or a balance, and then there was Guardian, Mystic, or Warrior. So it's just kind of your play style there. These Matos, I know, has been playing this a little bit at least, and point out that there is a memory option to get a recap of the story, which helps. I did not do that just for the sake of time before the stream, but I do plan on going back to that. I believe it's in the tutorial options throughout, so I'll probably need to do that, because I watched an IGN recap in 5 minutes. Even in that, I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
I've watched a 2-hour video with like fucking images and like references. Still have a hard time.
Yeah. Let me know how that memory recap thing actually, like how it goes, because that might change my perception to play it a little bit more if I can kind of watch that. I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, even without the story, I want to play it because it's Disney and shit. It's got some Final Fantasy references and shit like that from other Square Enix stuff. So I mean, I'm excited to play it. My girlfriend's very excited. The first level, not really a spoiler at all because it just seems kind of random how you get there, is Mount Olympus for the Hercules movie, and that is her favorite Disney movie. So she was super hyped like immediately as soon as she found out like Zora's going there first. So.
0 to hero.
0 to hero.
So are either of you guys planning on streaming this? Because I think I might stream it.
Yeah, go for it. I was kind of debating.
Do it, bro. Stream all the things.
I'm usually lazy about getting my PlayStation in here in the studio to actually stream. So
I moved my PlayStation into my studio, and I've not. It's now permanent. So this is what I got.
There you go. Not random. I don't know what that means. Anybody? Use my toes.
It's the end of one of the games.
It's so the Mount Olympus is at the end of one of the games. Damn stream.
We'll just wait.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Olympus.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I
Okay.
feel like.
Well,
yeah.
it is, but
It's not random if you would have played the end of the last game, John.
yeah, but
15
there's
years ago.
a following. You follow up
Right.
to it. Yeah. Watch the recaps. Okay, I will have to watch recaps. Because
I couldn't even drink the last time I played a Kingdom Hearts game. That's how long ago.
Because without watching the recap, it seemed kind of ad hoc that he decided to go there. It was just kind of like, meh. Okay, we'll go there. So, PSP stuff. Oh my god. PSP is canon. Pass. PS Pass. Actually, I had one. I loved it. Speaking of PlayStation, though, moving on. PlayStation Plus. For Honor. I'm not sure why that image stayed like that. February PlayStation Plus was announced. It will be For Honor and Hitman: The Complete First Season, which I know we played For Honor a little bit last year, right? It was what, a demo weekend or something like that?
We did that. Then later on, it was free on Steam or one of the PC stores. It was for when they had like that new DLC or something come out. They tried to promote it by giving you like the standard version of the game for free on one of those. Was for PC. It's one of these like really kind of niche games, right? But it's not bad. Like, it's not a bad game, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean,
it's still really good.
Yeah, it's a beautiful game, and the combat was very technical and precise, which, I mean, I think obviously has kept it as a pretty big following, but I was terrible at it. Just real bad.
I thought we did okay in doubles or duels.
You did better.
Maybe.
You kind of, as long as I could somehow survive. Yeah, I know. That'll be the only time I say you're better and not trash. But really, Hitman: The Complete First Season is more what I'm excited for. Love Hitman games, although that's one series that I never buy, but I enjoy them. But it's never like, oh, I need to play this right now type situation. But if it's free, hell, I will play that. / download it somewhere. G. Lampy says it's potato.
He's referring to
For Honor?
Yeah. He was bad at it too. That's
okay. Lampy's in my ship of being bad at it. I got it. Just like DayZ.
I haven't actually played it yet.
Yeah. But same, I'm excited for Hitman because it did fairly well. PC Gamer gave it 84%, 7 out of 10 on Steam. It's definitely, if you get it for free, it's worth playing through the season.
Yeah, I feel like Hitman's always that, like solid 7 or 8 game where it's like, you know what you're getting. There's not going to be a whole lot different about it or anything, but it's fun. And then Epic Store, just for you T-Gabs. As a reminder, Jackbox Party Pack is free. So you can just go and get it. It is
and play it.
February 7th. It's when you can play through. So we will be doing a stream of this at some point where you can do the audience and you can chime in and all that stuff. So a lot of fun. Although I have not played this party pack, so I'm curious to see. This one has You Don't Know Jack 2015. Yep. Fibbage XL, Drawful.
Fibbage is a lot of fun.
Word Spud, and Lie Swatter, which I have not played any of those. I know, yeah, Mike, you played Fibbage, so.
Yep, and Drawful, and I think actually I played Jackbox, the Jack. You Don't Know Jack, sorry. I think I played that one as well.
Gotcha, cool. So yeah, we'll definitely be doing a squad mode of that, and yeah. Let's see. Oh, T-Gebs with the long con of claiming all the free games on Epic Games Store to hurt their bottom line. Just
they're hurting, T-Gebs.
Yeah, they are really hurting.
Just getting this game
slowly taking away all their Fortnite money. But that is it for the news. So I guess on to what are we playing? Mike, you got that platinum yet?
Red Dead Redemption 2 Platinum temporarily on hold, and that's because I spent 3.5 fucking hours looking for a perfect skunk after I already had one, and then when the quest came for me to turn it in, it just disappeared. Just disappeared, and I could not find one after 3.5 hours, and I was so frustrated that I just stopped. However, I did get the platinum in Infamous First Light, and I'm about halfway through the game for Day of the Tentacle, and I'll be getting the platinum in that one by the week's end.
Nice,
So
dude.
I just need to get that momentum again.
I was picking back up Infamous.
Oh man, so I forgot how much I really enjoyed those games. I've gotten the platinums in Infamous 1 and 2 and Second Son, and I have 100% for the Festival of Blood, which was not, there was no official trophy for. It's another similar short story, kind of like
Okay. Yeah, I don't even,
First
I can't
Light.
even played.
1,
all
2,
those,
and First
but
Blood.
Didn't do the First Blood, I guess.
Yeah, it was just a DLC pack. It was so you had your conduit powers and you were a vampire. So cool. I really enjoyed it. The hardest part of the entire thing is going through the challenges. There's a large series of challenges in the arena. But if you had a save file from the original game, which I did, or Second Son, the original one for PS4, you get to play as Dreslin as well if you wanted to. And so I tried playing as Dreslin, and it was awful. I couldn't remember any of the moves. He's got like his smoke powers and his concrete powers, and I just got destroyed. But playing as Fetch was really, really cool. Her neon powers were a lot of fun. They were better than Dreslin's neon powers at the end of Second Son. It felt really good. Felt good to go around the city and collect all things. I really enjoyed those pieces of the game, so
Yeah,
enjoyed it quite a bit.
those were good games. Deion, how about you?
Yeah, it's been pretty low key for me. I don't know what game is really gonna push me over the edge. Like Kingdom Hearts, that's cool. I feel like Anthem's gonna turn into a Destiny 2 for us, which is fine.
I hope not.
I hope not either.
Destiny
But
2's gotten better.
yeah, it's not a big knock to that. It just didn't keep us going. It wasn't a game that kept us going.
Right.
Anyway, I say that aside just to say that I've kind of just been back on the Old Republic, playing some of that. I'm still hopping on Division here and there. And, my basic self picked up Red Dead again, so I played a little bit of that. But yeah, I kind of want to do a thing, and I know Mike's going to start streaming a lot more here and there on some of these games, especially the ones he's trying to platinum. I want to do a thing where there's a lot of backlog Steam games I have on my list that I could probably knock out in maybe 3 or 4 or 5 hours of gameplay.
Gotcha.
And I kind of want to just go through and just knock out those games, so that way I feel completed that I beat these games, but also that they're easy, quick streams. So stay tuned for that. That's probably what I'm going to be doing, and then I know Mike's going to be doing his platinum stuff, and then John, you're probably going to be doing some VR stuff, right?
Yep, yeah. Your comment about the Steam thing. I want to do some PSVR streams. I did get Resident Evil 7, so I haven't played it yet, but I want to do that in VR and shit in a bucket. And then some of the Steam VR games that I have that I really just haven't went through, like Budget Cuts, for example. That I want to get through. Okay. Let's see. I have been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So been having a lot of fun with that. I'm level 25 or something like that. And really enjoying the story on that. And actually, there's a free DLC like mission thing that just automatically comes up, and they've got the weekly events and stuff like that. It's I knew it was a good game, but I'm growing to appreciate it more and more the further I get into the game and the storyline and interactions and all that stuff. They've got the customizable armor now, so you can equip good armor, but essentially transmogrify it into anything you've unlocked, so you don't look like a traditional high-level RPG character and an MMO where you just got shit all over you, but it's the best gear. Now you can actually look like you're a true threatening warrior. The Old Republic, so playing that. I was traveling all weekend though, so I actually got to play probably 5 hours or so on the plane here and back from California. Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes. And at first when I was playing that game, I was like, what the fuck is this game? But the more I've played it, the more I'm enjoying it. And it's got a mix of different style gameplay, because there are actually video games in the game you're playing. And I'm through, there's 6, but I'm assuming there's going to be probably like a 7th or whatever. I'm through 3 of the 6, and each one's a little bit different style of puzzle mechanics or platformers and stuff like that. And it's really cool, although pretty awkward to play on a plane, because every time you save the game, it shows the guy going to the bathroom and sitting down in the toilet, like pulling down his pants. The logo goes over saving, and then he sits down in the toilet. So every time I'm playing the game, I'm like this with people next to me, and then as soon as it's like saving, I'm like, I just kind of like lean forward and put it into the seats so nobody sees. I can hear the sound finishing, and then I'm like, okay, and I pull it back up and then start playing again. But it's got a pretty good mix of humor and just this retro feel to it. It's a weird mix.
What's weird?
It's weird. It's really weird, but it's good. It's like it kind of pulls you into the story. So, yep. And yeah, Resident Evil. I mentioned I'm gonna be playing Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm gonna be playing, and Anthem this weekend for squad mode. I'll be playing that. So
That's right.
very excited for that. Actually, real quick, I'm kind of thinking Colossus. What are you guys thinking for Javelin? So Ranger, Colossus,
What are you
but
thinking, Mike?
Storm and the
Interceptor. That's what it was.
I was kind of thinking the Colossus too, but if you're gonna go with that, maybe I'll try the Storm or the Interceptor. The Ranger's cool, but it feels like the Mario, where it's like just balanced across the board. So
Gotcha.
I'd like to try my hands on another Javelin.
Well, I mean, if you want to do Colossus, I'm also go with Ranger. Those were the kind of two, and I think we probably will have to unlock
With
them.
Interceptor.
So
That's true.
okay.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
how that works?
Yeah,
I
so
know-
we'll have
okay.
to see how it goes. Because again, this last weekend they unlocked all 4 of them because of like time constraints and how shitty everything was. But this weekend, hopefully, it's going to go a lot smoother, even though there's a lot more people.
I wonder if you can choose the order of which ones you unlock, or if it is always like Ranger first, then
I think it's always Ranger first. I'm not sure after that though.
Pharaoh said he got through the entire demo about 5 hours. So we could always
okay.
prep Friday, Saturday night, unlock them all, and then Sunday for squad mode, we play the one we want.
That's fair. Good call. Also, a note on that. So a lot of people were giving EA and Bioware shit about not being prepped for server capacity and things like that. Allegedly, that wasn't what it was, and it was something to do with Origin login and stuff, and something happening there because it was impacting other games as well that obviously are not on the same server. So, yeah. But I think that's all I got. You guys got anything else?
No.
Okay.
Stay tuned. We'll probably do a stream tomorrow. So stay tuned for that.
Oh yeah, yep. So gonna figure out something tomorrow, co-op or something, or the Old Republic, which I'm always down for. So we'll figure something out. Because Deion's getting kicked out.
Oh no, I have to game
Oh
all
no,
night.
it's the worst.
Terrible.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. As always, thank you, Lampy and these Matos, for the subscriptions. Much appreciated. As a reminder, if you have Amazon Prime, that means you have Twitch Prime. Again, free sub every month. We appreciate it if you give it to us, but otherwise, please give it to somebody in the community. It helps them out, helps out the community, and gets more people playing video games, which is awesome. Also, Extra Life down below. As always, supporting the Extra Life cause. We've got a big goal to hit this year of over $1,500. So starting strong, starting early. But until next time, stay salted.
Bye.